They're just like, hey, you guys are all friends, right? Come play with us.
Come on, you guys.
We'll trade for a running back from your alma mater.
Right?
I think I actually think there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah,
And
I
I mean, it's the reason why they like to have like in soccer they like to have like all of their youth come up together into the main team because they've played together for so long and they're used to each other, they're
Yeah,
comfortable with each
the
other.
it worked
Royals.
with the Royals, right? That one time. It worked with the Royals.
Yeah,
So, okay. He
yeah.
makes a good point.
Hey,
Did you
and
do
nope.
all three? Was that three?
Yeah, he did three ish.
Fantastic.
But I mean, nobody's giving the Chargers crap for taking three players from TCU.
Oh, did they?
They did. They took three players out of TCU. That team got destroyed by Georgia. So Philadelphia is already doing better. They scouted the right team.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Chargers.
That's pretty
I wasn't
hilarious.
real high on Quentin Johnson. I didn't like that pick for him.
No, the last time
I understand
I-
why they did it, but I
I'm
think
glad my team didn't take a TCU wide receiver in the first round. Last time one of my teams did that, it hurt real bad. Jalen Rieger.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. Let's get into it, boys. Nugs took that championship.
Hey, congrats. We're here to, it's probably a week and a half old by the time people are hearing this, but good job, Nugs.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. Joker's good.
Yeah. I hope Joker's enjoying the horses back in Slovakia,
Croatia,
Croatia,
Kazakhstan.
Slovenia.
Slovenia, that one. Yeah, of course. Yes, I know. I follow them real close.
I think. Anyway,
But
no, that's awesome. They're a good basketball team.
great. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well.
It's cool for the parody of the
said.
NBA because we've had different winners for the past, I think, 5 years.
Yeah. You don't know anymore, right? It used to be like there was the
Cavs Warriors rivalry where it was every year.
Yeah, you knew what it was going to come down to at the end of the year. And I mean, and there was that 8-year stretch from LeBron where you knew his team would be in it at the end of the year. So it is cool that NBA is in a place where you really don't know. Nobody was calling Nugs Heat in the finals.
No, I mean, it's awesome. It's exciting to see where this game will keep going.
Yeah. And great for the Nuggets who broke, what their first one in 48 years, I want to say.
So it's their first NBA title. The last time they won a championship was the ABA, and I think that was 1974 before the
merger.
So I want to say they did it in 1974. So yeah, it's
okay. Well, it's been a while, so good for them.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Denver is rocking. This is their second straight year with a championship parade, right? Because the Avs did it.
They did. It's
last year, I believe.
Stan Kroenke is very happy right now.
Their WNBA team won this year as well. They're going for a trifecta with the Broncos, by the way.
So
it's you wouldn't if you're in but if you're in you've got all right.
They just say we don't think the Rockies are gonna fucking
the Rockies.
The Rockies ain't gonna do this. We're going all back in on the Broncos. We're back in on that ride.
Yeah.
They've got Sean Payton now. They're unstoppable.
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck to you guys.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Look what he did with Breeze. That's all I'm saying.
One
Super Bowl.
Yeah, he got one. So there's that.
With a better quarterback.
A better quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the hits out on other teams, so
well,
and
I'm with you on this. I don't count it.
you've always had a thing for that bounty gate.
Dude, that one,
Mhm.
like, you purposely tried to hurt. You took Kurt Warner out.
No, that
Brett
is an asshole type thing.
Brett Favre. I mean, come on, like that injury to Brett Favre really sapped them in that game.
Yeah,
Because he
Yeah.
instead of running, he even stated he's like, because of that ankle injury, I threw the ball across the middle of the field where he got intercepted instead of running for the first down.
I mean, you also have to take Brett Favre's word on something.
True.
True. Yeah, you're right.
Um,
He said that one
so
right after.
I don't,
But-
you know, maybe. I mean, are those guys playing that much harder than they would be otherwise? Are guys not
Dude,
playing that hard in the playoffs? You're giving
You
them,
saw
like,
some of the hits.
yeah.
Go look at some of the hits they were delivering. Those were not in the context of fucking football and playing hard. Those were not. They were coming significantly late behind the play.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There was some obviously dirty
Like,
shots taken.
Sean Payton, he paid his dues. He got a year suspension, and then he had to have a shitty movie made about that year where he was portrayed by Kevin James. Has the
My
man
God,
has the man not suffered enough?
Apparently not. He took the head coaching job for the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
You let me
all right.
walk right into it. You walked me into that one.
I mean,
I'm happy about it.
really, Sean Payton kind of walked into that one.
He really did.
I didn't feel the burn.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to NBA.
Oh,
right, we were
yeah, that's
talking
what we
about-
were on. We were on the
That's what we were
Nuggets.
talking about. 'cause we
Congratulations
went
to the
on
Nuggets.
Denver and Nugget, yeah.
Big trade news in the NBA today.
Woo! And this was a
Yeah.
fucking highway
Well,
robbery if I've ever seen one.
The Suns got Bradley Beal.
And they
for
Chris Paul,
Chris Paul.
Landry Shamet, a
Mhm.
package built around multiple
Shamet.
second round picks and pick swaps.
Okay, so they didn't have to,
They
Give
didn't have to
up
surrender a
third.
first round pick.
which is pretty big. Maybe a first round swap, but they ain't
Yeah. At this point, Phoenix is like, yeah, we'll swap picks with you. Darn. Like,
right. Yeah.
so yeah, that they
So that-
honored him
and
and let him go where he wanted to
that-
go, it seems like.
yeah, yeah, man. And I don't know what I don't know. The Wizards are in complete rebuild, right?
This is them moving into it. There is talks
is-
about this becoming a 3-team deal involving the Clippers, to
Okay.
where Chris Paul and potentially Landry Shamet would go to the Clippers.
Chris Paul back to the Clippers.
Yes, there is mutual interest in that coming in the future Hall of Famer coming back to the
That
Clippers.
was my favorite Chris Paul.
Absolutely.
I liked him with the
Hornets
Suns,
Chris Paul was,
Okay, Hornets Chris
Nice.
Paul was good,
That
but
was- but yeah,
a long time ago.
oh yeah, dude. I mean,
Long time ago.
15 years ago.
But yeah, man. Okay, that's interesting. That'd be cool if he went back there. But it really makes the Suns interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean
Uh,
that starting
Booker-
five. Sorry, that
but
that starting five is more expensive than the Chicago Bears.
then the Chicago Bears were last year, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know if that
Hey,
was last year or
hey.
that was this.
Yeah, I know their starting five is more expensive than the entire Chicago Bears. Now, I will say that the Bears were just trying to pull off a successful tank, which they did. So, right, you don't
Yeah,
tank by spending a bunch of money. All right, and if you're gonna tank, don't spend money. Anyways, yeah, dude, that backfield with you got Booker and Beal.
Booker, Beal, and right now it's Cameron Payne slated as the point guard. He played some good minutes when Chris Paul was out.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have one
And then of course KD.
KD, DeAndre Ayton.
Ayton,
Still
if
in.
he can, like maybe Ayton can get back to the form from like
This this Ross, it takes less of the focal point offensively off of Ayton, and I think that that's beneficial.
Yeah.
And it lets Ayton just kind of have the attention won't be on him, so maybe you see an uptick in his production. la like what we saw from DeAndre Jordan with the Clippers
Yeah, okay.
would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you love this trade if you're a Suns fan.
yeah, if you're a
If you
Suns
were
fan,
rooting for
you're
the
like,
Phoenix Suns, you should be elated.
dude, your
Um,
chances of getting that chip next year skyrocketed right
Yeah.
there.
So does that mean Damian Lillard could be had for a similar package? Because if so, I think the Miami Heat could land him
Ooh, could you imagine?
without
Heat-
giving up Hero. Because apparently that they were involved in this
You have a
conversation. They don't want to give up Hero. I agree.
What?
And Tyler Hero's a solid piece.
He's not. What do you? Come on, man.
The Miami Heat didn't want to get rid of him either.
yeah, but
For Bradley Beal,
the
that's-
Dame.
that's what if they would have given up Tyler Hero, they would have had Bradley Beal. They didn't
No.
want to do that for him.
And we're not talking about Bradley Beal. We're talking about Damian Lillard.
They have other pieces they can throw in there to get Dame.
Dude, could
If
you
Brad-
imagine? No, you got Butler next to Dame. You know, Tyler Hero was hurt for most of the playoffs and you were winning. You didn't need him.
They did. Because Duncan Robinson's defense
I mean,
was a problem.
maybe once you got into the finals, you did. But if you had Damian Lillard, that's even better. It's an upgrade.
But
You're
here's
upgraded.
my
I don't-
thing. Here's my thing, Sam. Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard have been very similar the last couple of years. They've both been injured on and off the past couple of years. Their scoring production has been down from where it was in 2020, 2021.
Hey,
Their scoring is down. So I think that they're both on huge
Not-
contracts. So you get a similar trade is what I think.
you're not.
Miami can give up
You're
first.
not trading especially if you're the Heat. You're not trading for what Damian brings you in the regular season. Just
Yeah.
like Jimmy Butler. Those guys show up in the playoffs and they start winning games. Okay, I haven't seen Bradley Beal hit them. What is this? What the fuck is
Yeah.
this? Right in the middle of
Yeah.
my point. I'm trying to make a point, and this
Well,
guy,
keep going with your point.
Yeah.
uh,
Get there. I get what you're saying.
I think I did. I
You're
haven't
right. I get it.
seen Bradley
Damian-
Beal. I like Bradley Beal, but I haven't seen him do what Damian Lillard's done in the playoffs, and that's what the Heat need.
They
And
do.
That's a lot bigger than. Come on, man.
I mean, you got a
Than
23-year-old. They're going to keep him. They're going to keep him, and they're going to get Damian Lillard, I think.
Oh well, if they can do that, then do that.
That's what I'm saying. Because
you-
of the Bradley, that's why they weren't giving up Tyler Hero to get. They would have had Bradley Beal had they given up Tyler Hero. They said we will give you Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry,
I mean, I think if you have a chance at Dame, go there.
Dame. I think they would still. They might give up Bam before they give up fucking Tyler Hero.
I mean, I'm okay with that as well, but
They like Hero because he's a
but you
Spoelstra
just showed
type.
like look how much they won without the guy.
They did. They did great without him, but I think that they could have won more with Tyler Hero than they did because
They could have won 3 more games, maybe.
they potentially could have won 3 more games.
1 or 2. I don't know.
Obviously, I don't disagree with
I
them
don't-
not forcing him into a game 5 situation when you're down, 3-1. And
Yeah.
I mean, at that point you go with your
Yeah.
guys, but had he not gotten hurt, it's potential. Obviously, it could have gone the other way and they could have lost in the second round. But yeah, I think Tyler Hero would have. I think they're making the right decision. Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard both have missed a lot of time the last 2 years, and they're
Okay. All right. Hey, like to each their own.
Yeah.
I
I liked Ben Simmons too, so don't take me at my fucking word, okay? I mean, I defended Ben Simmons for way too long.
you didn't have to bring up your bad take, but okay, yeah. It's one of my favorite bad takes of yours, just because I was on the other side of it.
The
but-
jury's still out. There's obviously a problem in Brooklyn.
Just-
Look at what
just-
Kyrie, James Harden, fucking Kevin Durant all dipped on him.
He's just got to work on his jump shot. All right, he'll do that on the off season. It'll be great.
He ain't gonna do that in his off season. He does need to work on it. He does need to work on it in the off season. He
Well,
won't.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
It
He's
would
had
be.
lots of off seasons to work on it. He is not.
Still would have been funny if he would have made threes last season. He didn't do it, so now at this point you would just be kind of mad at him.
I mean, dude, like, if he does he have another chance? Does is he?
Yeah, because he has his contract's
I mean, his
guaranteed.
I mean,
He's getting
they
fucking
gotta
paid.
have
He
to.
might as well see what he can do.
But seriously, like, what is, do you really, do you even want that guy around your team? Like, he's untradeable, right? To like,
Yeah, I don't think he's untradeable. It just takes it's probably okay, here's what it is. It's a deadline move to where you're trying to unload the books, so you're giving up fucking draft picks to get rid of him to a team that has a lot of cap space and can take him on.
that contract.
That
Who wants to
happens.
take on that contract?
I mean, we saw it. I mean,
A
obviously
team
this
that
is
is, come
a
on,
like a team that's going to be fucking terrible might do it. I mean, also you look at a team
a team
that
that's
doesn't.
tanking doesn't want to take on a huge contract. That's the last thing they want to do. They're shipping off their contracts.
But I
Like,
think it's the final year of the contract, Sam. It's why you have flexibility with that. But also, if you look and maybe if he can get out there and play. I mean, he had to have 2 back surgeries, so maybe there was something that kept him out that was legitimate, and maybe he can go out there and before the deadline build up some sort of value. And then a team like the Hornets who need front court defense, and maybe he can make himself a viable option there. I don't see it happening. I'm not saying I do, but that's the things that if you're the Brooklyn Nets, you have to fucking try to do. You have to try to make him a tradable asset.
good luck.
Exactly. Good fucking luck. Good luck, but
If you do, like, give your GM a raise.
for real.
Sure, he doesn't make enough money.
Yeah. So Ja.
Pretty cool guy.
I mean,
That
That's one way to put it.
Adam Silver built that up like it was gonna be way worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
Although it's funny because, like, to me, it doesn't seem like a lot, but some people are saying it's actually bigger than what it seems like.
It is a good
Because
amount of games.
I mean, it's a fourth of more than a quarter of the season.
It takes him out of contention for MVP, for any of the things that you can win, like defensive
any
player of the year.
accolades, yeah.
Yeah,
Any
it's not-
accolade.
It's not a small amount of games.
Mm-mm.
No. And it is a condition base return. I didn't see what the conditions were.
Yeah, he has to
I'm
do
sh-
some shit though. That's for sure.
counseling and
Yeah.
show that he's like learned, from his mistakes, and he's really changed his ways.
Like he did last time.
Yeah, like he did. Like, yeah, exactly. He had to do some of this shit last time too. So
Yeah.
take it for what you will there. I mean, only time will tell there, right? If
Yeah.
hopefully his teammates kind of like let him know, like, hey man, don't fucking do that. Hopefully if the Grizzlies fucking win without him, if they're able to win a lot without him, then hopefully that fucking maybe it'll light a fire under his ass to be like, oh
Yeah.
well,
I'm not irreplaceable.
I'm not irreplaceable. Yeah, they could trade my ass for somebody else who doesn't do this shit.
But the other end of the
And-
spectrum, this could take them out of playoff contention.
Do it.
They could fall out of early playoff contention
But
with a
weren't they
if they have a
better-
bad start.
Weren't they better statistically without him last year? Right? If
They
that
did.
trend
They did have a
continues,
better winning
you said
percentage.
If
but
that
I
trend continues,
Want to say Jaren Jackson's also projected to be slowed at the beginning of the season. I want to say he got dinged up at the end.
okay.
So if that's the case, then they are looking at a
yeah, and if you did cause your team a playoff run, like, look, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more too, like 30 to
Just
40.
the way, especially the way that Silva was talking. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess like a
we got
half season suspension, like,
some good.
that'd be pretty.
Yeah. This one definitely makes more sense than a 40-game suspension, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like
Uh,
he, again, he didn't break the law.
Yeah.
So, but like
Repeat
a
stupidity.
lot of repeating
Yeah.
offender here.
Hopefully this is the one that gets through.
Hopefully.
I'm a little jealous of the NBA commissioner just because it seems like he has some consistency in the way he doles out punishment.
Kind of. And he does seems to do it a lot better. You know,
He does it better and a lot less frequent.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a lot less players.
there seems to be a
Yeah.
lot fewer off the court problems than the NFL has.
Yeah.
Again, a much smaller
I mean,
roster.
you've got a lot fewer people to deal with.
NFL has 4 times the amount of people or players.
Yeah,
right?
but 10 times the amount of crime. You know, like the ratio here isn't proportionate.
Maybe. I don't know, man. 4 times can feel like 10 times sometimes.
True, it can. It just
You know.
yeah, I
Um,
mean Adam Silver's had to punish, I feel like, more owners than he has players.
Hey, there's
So-
another thing the NBA does the NFL doesn't.
Yeah, the NBA's pretty swift about
Right.
being like, oh,
like
you said some overtly
The NFL will
racist
take a
shit.
draft pick, but they'll never take direct action
Dan,
against.
Dan
Yeah.
Snyder would not have lasted this long in the NBA.
Fuck no.
You know
No.
what I mean? Like
Fuck no.
hell no. Dude would have been kicked out maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows, man?
I mean,
But
we will say Donald Sterling did have a team for a long time until Adam Silver stepped in, you know.
okay, well,
But I
Wow.
mean, the first sign of, if I recall, that was the first time like anything popped up about him being a huge jackass. And they do have James Dolan. Knicks owner's pretty awful.
Hmm.
But
yeah. What do we got?
We
com-
can go. Yeah, McGregor.
Unless you got more on Jaw. Right?
no, not really.
Okay. Yeah, Conor McGregor, maybe assaulting a woman.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, thank you. Allegedly, assaulting a woman at the same game that he punched the fuck out of a mascot.
Sent
And
the
he sent
Heat
a
mascot to the ER.
Sent a
This is
mascot
like a
to
normal
the
Wednesday
ER.
for Conor McGregor. Just
Pretty much.
knock out a stranger, assault a woman.
Right, yeah, like he punches out a mat, sends someone to the hospital, and then goes and assaults a woman. Just
Like I want to think that dude was wilding out that night, but it kind of seems normal for McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the most
we-
concerning part of it to me was that the Miami Heat security and the NBA security is being brought into this, saying that they escorted, they helped separate the girl from her friend and then lead her to the bathroom with McGregor in the VIP lounge
right.
where the assault was able to occur.
There's that video, but it's kind of hard to tell what's going on in that video. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't see the video. But this is not this here is not a
Let me see
case
it.
where time passed. She reported this immediately.
yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, yeah.
they
Well,
said
we'll see. Let the legal process play
Yeah,
out. too. I don't wanna
absolutely.
Just like, I mean, could I see Conor McGregor doing this? 100%. But does it mean he 100% did it? No. Like, let's.
Yeah.
You know, we just went through the whole thing with Matt.
Don't they
Russo,
have,
so let's not. You know.
doesn't Conor McGregor have others
Yeah. yeah,
sexual
Conor McGregor-
accusations, but they're in different
Weird.
countries. So this is the first one in America.
He's just trying to check them all off, right?
Yeah. He's like, okay, I've been to here.
I've had a
Yeah.
domestic dispute in this country, and sexual assault charges in that country, and this country.
Oh, I don't want to laugh.
And then just regular old assault charges in this country.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this Conor McGregor continuing to prove why you are the worst.
It's just the absolute worst. What a terrible person.
Trevor Bauer just
If he-
got hit with another one too.
Trevor Bauer did.
Yeah, but he is countersuing the lady for whatever the legal term is there for
Mm.
lying.
Oh,
Isn't he
he's
playing Japan now?
Yeah, I've been watching his YouTube channel just because it's fascinating to see how Japan baseball differs from MLB's, like how it works.
so he's going. Oh my god, he's going full Armstrong on it. Lance Armstrong. He's gonna start suing the people who accuse him
no.
of sexual assault.
Well, I believe the other three, like the
Well, you
three
know.
that got him kicked out, I believe were dropped. I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know. He seems like a pretty shitty person. Although,
Yeah.
like in his vlogs, like he seems like a really cool dude. But like,
Well, sure.
obviously,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
narcissists are pretty good at covering that up.
I mean, you know,
I mean, you don't-
shitty people are
You don't rack up a
charismatic all
bunch
the
of
time. Like,
sexual allegations by doing everything above board.
Right.
So
yeah.
well, fun times. Okay, but
Fun
yeah,
time.
Conor McGregor. Who knows? Probably, but you know,
Yeah, probably, but maybe not.
maybe not. Maybe not. You
More than
don't know.
likely, but we don't know for
Don't-
sure.
Look, I won't cast judgment on him for this thing. Just all the other things he has done.
Yeah. I will wait to cast my
The
judgment on you
mountain
until
things.
comes out. But also, we did say allegedly, so
Allegedly.
don't try to Pat McAfee us. We don't have any money.
We don't have.
You
yeah,
get
I don't have
nothing from
anybody.
us.
Okay.
You're broke
All right.
ish. You know.
as
We
I
should-
learned from Jesus and Meryl, you sprinkle a little allegedly on top, everything's good.
exactly.
yeah, right. You
That's
can
what I
say
learned.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just asking questions. Sorry.
So other sports, boys. We'll go NFL last. Let's go other sports. Bright spot for the Royals. Hasn't happened in a hot minute.
We haven't had any this year. No.
No.
Samad Taylor
Kane
getting pulled
retired,
up,
but
hitting a
Yeah.
walk-off single. Did you see Bobby Witt Jr. chasing the ball down?
yeah, he went and got the ball
That's awesome.
on center field, dude. I mean, you know, hey, he belted that thing too. Would have been double, but yeah, great for that kid, man.
Mhm.
Like first big league game, right? Your major league debut, and you get your first hit to fucking walk off the game.
It snapped a 10-game losing streak, I believe.
Yeah, which was what, one shy of the longest in Royals history.
Ugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, okay.
At
yeah.
least we're not the A's, I guess.
We
Yeah.
also have another rookie right now. What's his name? Austin Cox, a rookie pitcher, who has now taken down, I think, his first. I think he pitched today actually, and kept the streak going, where he hasn't allowed a hit in like his first 28 batters.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Maybe a couple bright spots for the
fucking
Royals.
killing
Like,
it right now. Yeah, right. Like
couple things that
if we're terrible, we might as well get up these young guys and see which one, you know.
they can't do worse to the players you have
They can't,
had out
man,
there.
like,
at this
I mean,
point.
I might
take
have spoke.
everything you got and throw it out the wall, you know.
I almost spoke too soon
With
about
6.
not being the A's because
But even they've recently done well. Like, yeah, I think the A's have like recently.
we
had-
both have 19 wins. It's just the A's
Yeah.
have 55 losses. We have 53.
Okay,
God.
they're still doing worse. Thank God they're still doing worse.
God, we're bad.
But they had like
But
kind of. a
they're
winning
trying
streak
to be
going
bad
when-
guys.
They had a winning streak going when their fans, you know, were trying to like the reverse protest thing or whatever, boycott.
Yeah.
And
Well, it doesn't help too that our last 10 games were 1-9 and they are 5-5. So
and then we lost today, of course. So yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't consecutive losses.
Well,
until
like,
tomorrow.
yeah, like, tomorrow.
But it's
Anyway.
not over 10.
Well,
Let's get into this wild story about Bob Huggins.
dude.
Dude, just-
Insane.
Hey, the guy, the shit. Come on, man. The West Virginia, you kept him around when you should have fired him. Like, what
And
were you
then-
doing?
and
And
then he was like, "Are you sure you don't want to fire me?"
and now, yeah, and now
Yeah,
you-
they just
know.
cut his pay after the
they did. They cut his
Yeah.
pay like $1 million, right?
yeah.
And then
After
they
what?
suspended him for a few games.
He had went on a radio interview and had dropped a few racial slurs.
Oh,
So
Wasn't it
Yeah.
racial and homophobic remarks?
yeah, I think it
were
was
made?
both. Yeah.
well, you got to go for both.
So
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
like-
I mean,
no,
absolutely.
he didn't just like, yeah, he like said like the actual F word, not fuck. We love fuck. Fuck is great. The you know, he said that
Yeah.
like a couple times, like twice on this radio interview, like just let it and like not saying it like, let's all be honest about how we used to use it when we were younger, right? And how it used to be perceived, where it was, you know,
Yeah.
we're not that we should have, but
No.
it was definitely a part of our.
Okay, so it was
Even
none of it was
after just-
racial. It was all anti-gay.
It was gay, yeah.
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 It was all just like us, you know,
I've got the
basically
quote,
calling each other
too.
douchebag, but using a homophobic slur instead. He was not using it like he was
This was not that.
definitely like
I have the quote if you want it.
hateful.
He meant that
and he called him like a Catholic, you know, like old school racism, like old school racism, like not so.
It had to do when the opposing team's fans threw rubber penises on the court.
Yeah, and then he got like.
And he said,
oh.
"What is it with all those Fs, those Catholic Fs?" I think.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I've got a written statement about this whole incident.
And this was a DUI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, by a written statement, I mean a parody song.
Oh no.
Okay.
This has turned into a fucking musical podcast.
This has
Beyond. This is the Beyond part of Beyond Sports.
true.
Finally coming into play.
fucking stupid. West Virginia should have fired his
No.
bigoted ass weeks ago, but they didn't. Shredded tire under the street light. Floorboard full of empty beer cans, but probably not Bud Light. Bob Haskins, drunk off your ass. You're so wasted. You don't know where you're at. West Virginia, or maybe Ohio. Fuck Pennsylvania, you're so fucked up you don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
couldn't hear the guitar at all if you were playing, but
Yeah. It didn't pick up your guitar much.
I got a little bit of it.
So yeah, he got pulled over. He blew a
You
.21.
can cut that if the guitar did not come through because there's a guitar.
You can hear it sometimes, but
Yeah, you
not-
can hear it. I'll see if I can turn it up. I don't know.
So yeah, he blew a .21. He was when he was pulled over, he thought he was in Cincinnati. He was actually in Pittsburgh. His tire was completely blown out and shredded.
That's why I had the shredded.
Yeah.
And he was just parked in like the middle of the road, right? Like he was just stopped in the
Mhm.
middle of the road. His door was like the driver's door was open. His tire's completely blown out. They like asked him to pull over and he couldn't, you know?
And I heard something, I can't find it, but he thought it was like 8:30 at night, and he thought it was like 3:30 during the day or something. It was just really weird.
when did you start drinking, my guy? God, damn.
Right.
Yeah, dude. They
Yeah.
like he what was it? Like he had a Burger King receipt. Like he said he was coming from there, but it was from like 2 hours away or something, right? Like a Burger King. I was like, oh, it did. Yeah, he had a hard time telling them. Like he obviously couldn't tell them where he was, like, or how he really got there, or you know what I mean? Like the events that led
God.
up to him being there. Yeah, like the dude was fucking hammered.
He was
His butt
also
Yeah.
arrested in 2004 for a DUI.
This
when he
is
was with
his
Cincinnati.
Yeah, and that led to him getting fired in Cincinnati or resigning. Like,
Yeah.
Which is what happened again. He resigned.
so
To
this is
focus on his health and family.
saying, well, he probably needs to focus on rehab. So,
Yeah, he does need to focus
That-
on those things. Will he?
I mean, you know, he's 69, probably not. Yeah.
Pat who?
Oh.
Why did they do this? Like,
You gotta
Why-
give. Yeah, I
what
know,
do you
man.
have to gain from doing this, Jamar Chase? Like,
I don't get it
You-
either.
your
You
team had
didn't
done
have to-
everything right
you-
up to this point. You guys
you-
have done everything right. Your
Yeah, I
mayor
get-
even got in line.
I get him saying like his quarterback is the best. I
Absolutely.
get him wanting to say that.
But the fucking
Pat's not gonna
say
take offense to
Pat
that. But
who?
then when they say like, you know, Joe
You can-
said Pat is the best, and he's when he does the Pat who there, you're like, all right, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do it without
Well,
taking shots.
Exactly. You
Well-
can have your guys back and That's just the thing. Like, why?
It just sounds so stupid. Like you say
Why?
shit like Pat who, you sound like a fucking moron. Like that's not a flex.
Nah.
Right. Right. And then yeah, especially when the dude's about to get a ring that he got because he beat you. Like part of the reason he
That
got it is
too.
'cause, yeah.
Yeah, so Pat just instantly shuts that down with 2 words.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny
That
because
too.
like, you
Jamar
know,
Chase
I don't know, the quarterback that has 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, an actual MVP.
2 MVPs.
Oh, yeah, 2 MVP seasons.
Joe Burrow has
None
no
of that.
MVPs, no Super Bowl MVPs, no 40 touchdown seasons,
Seasons. Mahomes got 2 of them too. Huh?
and he's got a 50 touchdown season. The Philip Rivers is a more accurate career trajectory for Joe Burrow than Tom Brady is for Joe Burrow. Where Tom Brady is
Okay.
the realistic outcome for a Patrick Mahomes career style,
Not
like,
Joe. Okay.
and
Yeah.
not Philip Rivers for Patrick
mean,
Mahomes.
Maybe,
I'm just saying,
I think Joe Burrow could raise up to the rings of like a Matt Ryan.
he could,
Because
which
he's already
is
surpassed. Look, he's made it to a Super Bowl.
true.
Philip Rivers never made it to a Super Bowl.
You're right. You're right.
I think
I'll
he
give
could win an MVP.
it-
I think Joe could have a year. Maybe Pat has a down year. Joe Burrow could win an MVP.
But the problem is this: he's going to lose Higgins probably. They're going to lose Mixon. He's going to lose a lot of the things around him, and then it's going to be him and Jamar. When Jamar came to the team, that's when it really took the change. When Joe Burrow was there, they were still he got hurt, but they still were a losing team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Jamar Chase came in, and this team was all of a sudden
Very true. Very true.
a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah, I mean,
Not going to say that Joe Burrow's
Cincinnati-
not a good player.
Right now, Cincinnati fans are pretty convinced that they're going to be able to keep Chase and Higgins. They're the only ones. But
Yeah.
You
they
can't
seem to
pay-
think that everybody's going to take a pay cut to keep that team together. And
Good luck.
quarterbacks, maybe. Wide receivers don't do that shit.
Yeah, your quarterback's
Yeah.
not taking that big of a
Look
pay
at
cut.
Tyreek.
Yeah, you're about to make
don't-
your quarterback probably the highest paid in football.
Yeah, Joe, he's not about to
That's
take
true.
even a Patrick Mahomes deal. Like, he's not going to become anything less than like the second or third highest.
Yeah, he's going to go Lamar Jackson plus.
Yeah,
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 well,
I
and
mean-
it's going to be interesting to see what Cincinnati does if they give him a long-term deal or if they give him like the 4-year.
Yeah, it will be interesting on
I-
that one.
I think
It's-
that one they're definitely going to try to get him as long as they can. Like
Yeah.
Cincinnati is going to try to lock him
mean,
down
I could see
But-
Burrow if
for at least
if
6.
with these quarterbacks, if I could see one doing it, it's probably Joe Burrow. Because he did come into a situation that was close to as good as like that situation by the time he was ready was similar to like the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes took over. You had Kelsey and Hill.
Yeah,
Is
he
there
did have
high-
a deep. He had an
Uh,
offense around him.
yeah,
but-
The Chiefs
absolutely,
were
and
already a playoff team though.
Yeah, I agree, but I think the Bengals had a good. By the time Burrow was in his second year, that team was solid. I mean, you had Mixon, you were ready to go. The defense played on fire.
Yeah.
That's why they got there. So I mean, within
Yeah,
those,
they're pretty fucked whenever Lou Anarumo gets a head coaching gig,
yeah,
a defensive coordinator.
but so I think if I could see him potentially taking because he's had those great weapons around him. I mean, maybe a Jalen Hurts structure on his contract, but he's still able to get the money like a Lamar Jackson.
Uh-huh.
But Jalen, if you can work it like the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts, then you could potentially keep Higgins and Burrow and Chase because maybe you could structure it to where they're getting big up front. And then their contracts get lighter as it goes, maybe.
Pipe dream.
Yeah, that's how the Bengals would have to probably look at it. I don't know how you would make it
You
work.
can't
but-
pay 2 top tier wide receivers. You just like can't bruh, look,
No, like-
and a top quarterback.
Yeah,
Like, and then
Pretty
expect
tough.
to have anything on your defense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. If you're paying a top quarterback, like
your
it's
offensive
hard to
line's
pay
pretty
that top
expensive.
wide receiver. Like Jamar Chase is going to command
Right. Like
the top end money.
Yeah,
So
T.
like,
Higgins
yeah,
could too.
like when we fucking flinched and blinked when Tyreek came asking for that big money. I imagine that the Bengals probably will too. On
We
at least
got-
one of them.
We were
I mean,
lucky
He
to
had
be able
money
to keep-
wrapped up in some other players too.
Yeah,
But
And
so did
yeah, at some point,
the
Joe
Bengals do
Burrow-
too. They're
yeah.
paying offensive linemen.
And
Good amount
so
of money.
Joe Burrow is going to have to prove that he can do it without like three number one wide receiver quarterbacks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not why
Tyler
I
Boyd
can't talk
says-
right now. Three number one wide receivers. Yeah, and I think they lost their tight end, right?
Yeah, they lost him last year, and then
They never really got going with whoever was at tight end.
No, they just. I thought they did. What was his name? He
I mean,
just
he
went
was
to
all right, but they just didn't.
Hayden Hurst.
Hayden
Yeah,
Hurst.
Hurst.
Yeah, he did
He
good.
wasn't a part of the
He was-
game plan like
He was
a
good.
Yeah,
He was
Kelsey
fine.
was.
He was great. I don't know what you're talking about. Do we have anything else? Are we done?
yeah. I mean, we got Antonio Brown
Oh yeah.
gracing us with his presence once again because we had probably gone like a solid
Yeah.
month and a half without having to talk about Antonio Brown.
I mean, not if you're a fan of his arena football league team.
Oh, yep.
that
well-
that I mean, I guess still exists technically, but it doesn't have a league.
Yeah. Well, because he didn't pay the league dues.
Yeah, he didn't pay the league dues for like the last 3 months or something, or he did for like maybe the first month he was there, but then not the next couple. So yeah, he's been kicked out.
What
This
a huge
came-
surprise.
This came like a couple days after he did just a wild interview. If you haven't seen that interview, go watch it.
I need
It's
to.
just,
But
saying like that he was actually going to go join because they're in like the indoor football league or something like that, I don't know, but they said he was talking about going and joining the other arena football league team or football, right? Like,
yeah.
and that and then he said that these owners, like most of them don't have enough money to be owning a team or whatever. Right? The irony of him saying those owners, the ones who are paying their dues to stay in the league, right? Don't have enough money. He then says like, these guys should be grateful to me, these players, right? Talking about his players because, I'm giving them an opportunity, right? To achieve their dreams, and all this shit. And dude, it's wild. Okay.
Oh my God. Like, can you guys think of
He's
anything?
shirtless the whole time too.
Of course.
Of course.
Can you guys think of a worse decision than the like loaning Antonio Brown money?
I
Like-
wouldn't even talk to that dude.
I don't know.
No.
Do people
Like, 'cause
loan Antonio
This
Brown
is like
money?
the third time that we've heard about Antonio Brown not
doesn't
paying
pay-
people back or paying people for the services they provided to him. Catering, movers,
Private
arena league.
league dues. Yeah. Like,
Antonio Brown just gives no fucks about what he owes people for what
Right.
they did.
At this point, why would you want your name in the same sentence as that dude's name?
I would not.
yeah. Bad business. Like he
Yeah.
took
Like,
that
I wouldn't even
team.
want to be caught talking to him.
That team had come off back-to-back championship years, right? Like their quarterback was like the MVP of the league and like the best player, right? He's left the team, I'm pretty sure, right? He fired the coach, or the coach left and then came back, but it was a mess. It was dude, he took the best team and within months completely destroyed them. Like just absolutely obliterated them.
So
I think they have,
he's
like-
doing the same thing in the Arena Football League as he did in the NFL.
Yeah, dude.
He's going from top team to top team and destroying them from the inside.
Dude, everything he touches turns to shit.
It really does. He is
The opposite of
miraculous. He is absolutely fucking miraculous in how awful he is. Like him and Conor McGregor, like, are they having some sort of competition to see who can piss me off more?
You can be the worst person.
Like, god damn, they both.
I would love to like force them to live together in isolation for a year.
If that happens,
that'd be a fun fucking TV show.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, that's going to be a fucking
I
Netflix
don't
original
think
show. No, it
Antonio-
probably on go on Fox Nation.
I don't know if Antonio Brown like makes it out of there alive.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
like, Conor McGregor might kill him.
So either way, we win.
We win. I know.
Like, oh my god, the dude is.
Maybe throw Alex Jones in there too.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh,
please.
and
I mean,
Andrew
for fun.
Are we
Tate.
just-
Throw
are we
Andrew
just-
Oh, Andrew
Tate.
Tate, yes.
Are we just gonna dig a pit and throw all the worst people in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Deshaun Watson.
Why? Yeah, I like it.
Just throw him in there and put the TV cameras all around. That would get me to subscribe to Fox Nation. They would finally have me.
Vince McMahon,
Oh my god, Vince McMahon.
chuck him in there.
Yeah. Dan Snyder.
Dan Snyder, good night. God. Hey man, who's their new owner? It doesn't matter.
Josh
He has
Smith.
to be better than fucking Dan
Josh
Snyder.
Harris.
You have the easiest job in the world here, new owner. Don't be as shitty as Dan Snyder.
Yeah, like the bar is so low that if you
So
fail,
low.
then public hanging,
Like,
public
yeah, make-
execution for that man.
All right. So last thing on the docket, boys. Question of the week. Which 3 rookies are set up for an immediate impact? We're each going to choose 3.
Oh, good. I know 3 rookies off the top of my head. Watch me.
I'm excited. Sam.
I can go.
Yeah, go for yeah.
I don't think he's going to have a huge impact for the team per se, because I don't think they're going to be that great, but I think he could have an excellent season. That's Bijan Robinson.
That's who I was gonna say.
Okay.
Second
Alright.
one I'm excited to see with that team is oh, I'm brain farting now. Anthony Richardson with the Colts.
Anthony Richardson's a good one.
I don't think he's gonna be immediately set.
I don't either, but when he does come in, I think it'll be fun to watch.
It didn't, and he didn't say like who is going to be successful, but who's set up for it. And he's
That's
kind
true.
of set up.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a good team he's going
Okay.
into.
Yeah, I like his coaching situation a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love that he doesn't have a veteran quarterback there to kind of hold the reins until he is ready.
They do have Gardner Minshew, who's familiar
Oh,
with the
yeah.
system with Shane Starch.
I forgot they have Gardner Minshew. They're fine.
So-
They're gonna be fine, you guys. They've got
My third, Jalen Carter. How can you not be set up for success on that defensive line?
Well, yeah, maybe just because of his issues, right? Like,
He's gonna play.
I don't. He's okay. He should be set up for success, but because of circumstances surrounding his personal life,
Yeah.
you gotta wonder, right?
If he plays, he's going to be successful.
He's in a very good for the situation going on around him. He is in a great situation on the field.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's
Yeah.
in the perfect spot that professionally, he's with a stable team that can really and veteran players that can really help mold him. So yeah, he's in a good place there. It's just if he's in a good place mentally and personally. Not professionally.
And then my Chiefs
And-
honorable mention. No, just-
And then
I was
PP,
gonna-
of course.
that was Ricey.
You've got
yeah.
your guys.
Yeah, I got my guys.
Yeah.
So first, I'm gonna say Luke Musgraves, tight end for the Packers,
Oh, I
Taking
thought
him
that
in-
was like a country singer.
taken in
just
the
kidding.
second
Yeah,
round.
I was like, I don't listen to country, Pete. I don't listen to country. I know I sang the country road song, but I listen to maybe some old stuff, but nothing.
Yeah, I think that you're going into a situation where you don't have a guy in front of you anymore. He's going to get a lot of targets. Young first year quarterback. Tight end is safety valve. So I'm saying Luke Musgraves for Green Bay.
Hmm. All
And then
right.
I'm going to say Nolan Smith for Philadelphia. Linebacker, D end
Hmm.
combo type guy. play opposite of Hassan Reddick. That'll benefit him. Tim mentioned the D line. There's a lot of talks out of camp saying that he's taken on that Jalen Hurts role for the defense there in Philly.
Okay.
So I think he was a good prospect. And it's another one of those Georgia players in Philadelphia.
Of course. How can you go wrong?
Yeah. Then I'm going to say Jordan Addison, wide receiver from Minnesota.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah,
think
that's who I was
A
looking
lot
at.
of single coverage
like
for him.
trying to make picks.
You're
Yeah,
across from Jefferson, you're gonna be open.
Absolutely. You're going to be open. Kirk Cousins is a good enough quarterback to throw for 4,500 yards every year. You're going to be on the receiving end of those. Jalen Rieger's not taking that spot. So that's my three.
brilliant.
All three in the NFC, apparently.
Mm. While I haven't I'm gonna scroll through the top the first round here, and just from the looks of it, I think Gibbs, right? Jeremiah Gibbs. I know people gave Detroit a lot of shit for that pick, and rightfully so. But he's going into a very good offense, right?
Yes.
That
produced good running production last year.
I think with people giving Detroit all that shit, this kid's gonna have a huge chip on his shoulder and be like, you don't think they should have picked me in number 12? You don't fucking think that, right? And he's great offensive situation to going into. So I think Gibbs, I look for him to
he was
maybe
one of
go-
them that I contemplated.
Yeah, he made my list.
I liked him a little bit. I thought him a little bit more than Bijan because I think Bijan's going into a more crowded running back room.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do think with David Montgomery being in Detroit now, that cuts into Jameer's touches, but they did it last year with two backs, and they both ate.
And the young running back is always going to get love. If anything's any good, he's going to get the.
And it's like I said, Detroit last year used a 2 running back system, and both running backs were productive. This isn't something that's new for them. They cleared out running backs, brought in new ones. So I love the pick, Sam. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was definitely looking at Jordan Addison being like, that dude's gonna feast. But so you chose him. Let's Dalton Kincaid. Come on. I know, we like to shit on the Bills, but that dude's walking into a great
He also made my top lists.
right?
That's a very good pick as well.
Like you got this team is hungry for a tight end. Like they so desperately want a tight end. You've got, everywhere else covered. Well, I guess not running back, but as far as pass catchers go, you've got everybody else you need. You needed a good tight end.
Yeah.
So that would be number 2. And then probably that Steelers tackle from Georgia, Broderick Jones. He's gonna be doing great, right? He's going into a solid line and something.
Well, they're a terrible
I'm
line.
just pulling
This is
some shit out of my ass as I look through these. Actually, let's screw that. Instead of the Vikings wide receiver, for all the same reasons that Jordan Addison should be doing well, Quentin Johnston, right?
I was gonna say Quentin Johnston
for the Chargers. Like that dude, if he at least if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, if at least one of them can stay healthy.
Yeah, he's gonna be open on the other side.
Yeah, if at least one of them can be healthy at a time and he's there, then yeah.
And if all 3 of them are healthy, it's gonna be really hard to figure out who to double.
And
I will say that the early reports out of training camp have not been super positive on him.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's training. He's fine. He got some time.
He's been taking all of his reps with the third team.
Okay, then
Not
how
great.
about
Jackson
How about
Smith
this?
Enigma.
you know what? We haven't gone. We've been
Oh.
talking all offense.
That Sam was changing his
Let's-
wide receiver.
Let's scrape those wide receivers. Let's go with Devin Witherspoon. I think that he's a cornerback.
Sam, I don't listen
going-
to country.
A cornerback going to Seattle, come on. You're gonna be taken care of. They already have a pretty decent defense, right? They're building it back up. They get themselves another top corner over there in Washington, like, or Washington, Seattle, Washington, Seattle, right? All right, so that's my guy. There you go. There you go.
Still think you should have went Jackson Smith Nigba.
Sure.
Should have stayed in that wide receiver category. No, I'm just kidding.
So my
So
first one
many-
is going to be a homer pick, and it's going to be Rasheed Rice. But it's not even necessarily because it's my team. It's that you got drafted as a number one in the first round.
Second.
The team
Second.
moved up to get you,
That second.
or no, second round. Sorry.
Still a good pick. Still good.
Yeah. And like it's already assumed that the quarterback is signed off on you because they always check with him. So
Right.
you've got the quarterback's confidence.
Well,
You're-
and he was Mahomes worked out with him
yeah.
before the draft and so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he's set up to succeed. I don't know if it'll be this year. So
Yeah, it's tough. Man, it's tough on wide receivers. Their first
Andy
year
Reid
in
doesn't
an
play
Andy
rookie
Reid
wide
system.
receivers.
Andy Reid asked you to play from every single spot, right, on the field for a wide receiver. You got to, it's tough, man. Like Sky Moore, like just started learning that thing by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Feel like
Yeah.
you feel like you really finally started to get a grasp on it by then. And they say there's a huge difference with him right now in training camp. Like right now, they say like our corners, all those fucking rookie corners we had last year that started doing really spectacular. I mean, through most of the year, but at the end of the year, especially, those guys are way ahead of where they were last year. Obviously, right? Like I'm very excited for our defense this year. Like
Yeah.
especially our backfield. I'm super fucking excited for our backfield this year. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
We're gonna need
I'm
'em.
afraid to get my hopes too high up, like because I don't want to be let down. But man,
the
we
mis-
should have like
The
what,
mistake you
some-
made, Sneaky, was you picked a Chiefs player.
Mm-hmm.
So then it sent Sam down a tangent that doesn't even involve that Chiefs player anymore.
No,
It
that's
involves the defensive backfield.
Yes, but isn't it gonna be so good?
It's gonna be great.
Isn't he so good? But no, rookie wide receivers in a Reed offense don't usually get much love.
Jeremy Maclin had a huge season his rookie year with Andy Reid. Deshaun Jackson had a huge year his rookie year under Andy Reid. So there's outliers, but
It was like
maybe
Tyreek Hill had an okay season. His rookie
yeah,
year.
okay season.
He was more of a kick return threat. But
Do we consider Kadarius Toney's time with the Giants as being time in the NFL?
No.
Because he got worked in pretty quick.
yeah,
He
got
stayed
rid of him
held.
pretty quick. He didn't like. Man, for how much we used him, he did fantastic, dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
We had him-
They made an emphasis on trying to get him involved.
I think they said he played a whole 7 snaps in the Super Bowl, and look what he did in the Super. Like,
yeah.
come on. All
Yeah,
right.
dude. All right. The Sneaky. Sorry. We took away your
My number 2 pick is pretty much all the top tight ends. I think they all landed in great spots, including Michael Meyer in Oakland. I think,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a big target for Jimmy
Okay.
because
Okay.
Jimmy doesn't throw outside the numbers.
That's
So-
he's right.
He does not like
I
to
would have
throw
looked
outside.
if I would have looked at the second round, I probably would have been like, hey,
Yeah, I agree. I think all the tight ends did go to good locations. Spots that had a need for them. Quarterbacks that do like to throw to that position, because even Josh Allen likes to throw to the tight end.
Yeah, and then my last one would be Jalen Carter. I mean, he got drafted into the number 2 team in football and alongside all of your teammates from college, and you got into what is already the number 1 defense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you
Phenomenal.
if this doesn't go right, that's on you.
Yeah, I am so excited for both of the teams this year. The Chiefs and Eagles are both like they're the top
Yeah.
team, top dogs going
I'm-
in. Like
I
I will say, like, Jalen Carter was the only pick in the draft where I was like, how did how did anybody let the Eagles get that guy?
Yeah,
Like-
as soon as the Eagles traded up with the Bears, I was like, it was worth it. I was like, as long as it wasn't the other first round pick, this was worth it.
man, yeah.
And then to
If
get
he-
fucking Nolan at 32, that's probably or 31. 30, I guess, because the Dolphins didn't have a pick.
Man,
If they pan out to be, what you think they're gonna be, right? If
Yeah.
any of that college play, pans out in the NFL, you guys are gonna be insane in the defensive front, man. Like,
I mean, people tear their ACLs in camp all the time.
Hey.
wow, Jesus.
And then I mean they just to keep the camaraderie, they got Keely Ringo from Georgia in the fourth round. They're just like, hey, you guys are all friends, right? Come play with us.
Come on, you guys.
We'll trade for a running back from your alma mater.
Right?
I think I actually think there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
And
I
I mean, it's the reason why they like to have, like, in soccer they like to have like all of their youth come up together into the main team because they've played together for so long and they're used to each other.
Yeah,
They
it
know
worked.
each
the
other.
It worked
Royals.
with the Royals, right? That one time, it worked with the Royals.
Yeah.
So okay, you
Yeah.
makes a good point.
Hey,
Did you
and
do all three? Was that three?
He did 3-ish.
Fantastic.
But I mean, nobody's giving the Chargers crap for taking 3 players from TCU.
Oh, did they?
They did. They took 3 players out of TCU. That team got destroyed by Georgia. So Philadelphia is already doing better. They scouted the right team.
Right.
Yeah, I
Chargers
mean,
must be
I wasn't
hilarious.
real high on Quentin Johnson. I didn't like that pick for him.
No, the last time
I understand why they did it, but
I'm
Oh.
glad my team didn't take a TCU wide receiver in the first round. Last time one of my teams did that, it hurt real bad. Jalen Rieger. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. But the Chargers have a good track record of TCU players with LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh,
So-
well, see
So they're
Hmm.
blinded by the success they had that one time.
that one time you said a track record. You
I
didn't-
know.
I don't think one time is like
I
no. It's not
It is
track
what it is.
record is a track.
I-
Of, okay. Anyway,
Well, the Chargers will have one winning season, and they're like they're Super Bowl champs,
what?
in their
Oh,
in their mind.
In their mind, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
no, I think the
But-
Broncos are the sexy pick this year.
Yeah, they are the delusional pick again.
They were. Honestly, every team besides the Chiefs in our division was the sexy pick last year. Like, people loved what all of them had going on because they all
Yep,
just spent
that's
a
true.
bunch of money and brought in a bunch of guys. But yeah, I think the only one, the Chargers are getting a little talk, but not.
And they're the ones I think
It's
should
the
get the
Broncos.
most.
It's the Broncos.
Stupid Broncos.
Well,
It's because you listen to too much Perna.
what? No,
No,
it's the Broncos just because of Sean Payton.
I know.
People think they're fixed now. So see, maybe
Yeah,
a
I think
few
we-
wins better at least.
they can't do worse.
Sure. Yeah, 2 or 3 wins better for sure.
Yeah, but
Probably
I think
not.
we did it, guys.
I think we did.
I think
Yeah,
we did it. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Yeah. Come back next week.
all right, good.
We're saying- Sam will have another song next week, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'll find a timeline.